And one thing that came out was, customers when they are applying for a loan, they don't want to wait. They don't want technology coming in the way. So if there is a, hitch in the technology platform and there are glitches, and the the response time gets affected, customers don't like it. So obviously the technology for the underwriting as well has evolved over the years. So how do you think has underwriting technology, especially in light of Fintech, how has it evolved over the few years?
Sure.
Thanks, sir. Maybe you can talk about discussing the account aggregator network.
Yeah, sure. So I think where we have evolved in the last a decade or so is that we have moved from a stage of a lead generation, then we moved to a stage of in principle sanction. Today we are sitting at a stage of direct disbursement in the account. I think that's how technology has evolved when it comes to digital lending. And I think a lot of this got proved when RBI came up with digital lending guidelines. I think a lot of stability, a lot of clarity came into light when we had the lending guidelines established. And on the lenders front also, this became very evident that now they can create digital workflows. So I think the first change which came into effect was to create digital workflows for existing products of the bank. Why is it that for a personal loan I should go and visit the bank? The personal loan should be available to me through a digital journey. The similar activities get, I would say, caught act of other verticals of the bank, and then MSME verticals started coming up that why can't we create working capital digital online journeys? All of this was happening parallelly was also, the advent of I would say events like account aggregator, we had DPI, we had inclusion of GST through consent-based architecture. The data also started flowing in the entire digital pipe. So the mindset of the lender to go digital and the mindset of the regulator to create digital, I would say ecosystems and frameworks for the data to flow freely. A combination of this, became the backbone for our setting up of a digital lending platform. Now, when I say a digital lending platform, it does not only, I would say, talk about a single product. It talk about entire lending of the bank being, platform based and a templatized version of it, where we have digital scorecards, where we have digital rule engines. So as a customer, at least, for the baseline products of any institution, you are not required to visit them. And I would say that this got validated with a statement when it comes that if you today look at leading digital lending activities which are happening, if I take MSME as a sector out of it, major of it is happening in tier 2 and tier 3. And within the bank's portfolios also, if you look at products which are being, I would say, operated under a digital lending model, you will see Mudra loans as one of the, I would say, prime products in terms of adoption to digital lending. You would see SHG loans, dairy loans, KCC loans coming up in a very big way. But this got, act of, I would say, RBI as well, and I think that is where we move from setting up digital workflows to setting up an operating system for digital lending. And I think that is where unified lending interface was introduced. The intent was to look at all digital footprints of different I would say domains and demographics, try to bring it on a single platform. And now I think ULI is also taking a second generation shape where they are trying to engage more with fintech companies, what Akash was also mentioning. So overall fit together, the platform centric approach of these lenders, the data being made available through digital channels from the regulators is what I think has led to this entire advent of digital lending. And now with compliance and RegTech taking that roll up, so when we look at a digital journey, we don't have to just look at digital lending guidelines. A digital loan life cycle takes digital lending guidelines, takes digital KYC guidelines, takes digital